talk about gold. New all-time highs almost every day now. When's the last time it went down? I don't even know. But let's just like step away for a second from the price action. I think Alistair McLeod is writing a lot about the COT reports and the managed money, and he has a lot to say about that. You can go check him out for the technicals on that, and he knows a lot more about that than I do. But what I have noticed is that emotionally I'm becoming less and less comfortable with gold moving higher and higher. And if that's what's happening, it's not that I don't want it to happen. It's that like every step it moves higher, I see that you can feel it in your bones that the monetary system is coming apart. Like gold at 2,400, gold at 2,500, gold at 2,600 just doesn't stop. It's almost at 2,700 now. It's like 2,680, 2,690, something like that.
In this video, expert Rafi Farber delves into the potential for silver prices to skyrocket beyond their all-time highs in 2024, drawing attention to key insights for investors navigating an increasingly unstable global financial system. Farber contrasts the steady rise of gold prices, which have been hitting new all-time highs, with the opportunities and underappreciated potential of silver. While the value of gold reflects the crumbling state of the global monetary system, Farber believes silver could soon follow a similar trajectory, driven by market dynamics and increasing demand. One of the standout points Farber makes is about gold confiscation. He reflects on how governments historically have targeted large amounts of gold held by the wealthy rather than smaller personal holdings. He draws a comparison to the introduction of income tax in the US, which initially affected only the top 1% before expanding to the broader population. Farber is confident that small gold owners are unlikely to be affected by such measures, especially considering that during Israel's hyperinflationary crisis in 1984, the government did not ban gold or silver ownership. What will catch...
It's going to impact it. First of all, I don't know if I'm going to be affected. I don't think they're going to say you can't own any gold at all, because that's insane. Because a lot of people have some amount of gold, and let's say they're going after everyone who owns 5-6 ounces or whatever. That's they don't have the manpower to do that. No time to do that, and I don't think that's what they're going to aim at. I think they're going to aim at the big, really rich people, just like the income tax started with the super wealthy with Woodrow Wilson, the top 1%. I think they're going to go after the big businessmen who they suspect or know have a sizable amount of gold somewhere in a vault somewhere. I don't think there's that many people. But once I see what is going to be restricted, in the one hand, you could say, why am I talking about this? But on the other hand, I've already talked about it. So I can't really hide. Everybody knows who I am. And if the Israeli authorities want to figure out who has gold, they just got to go to YouTube. They'll find me. There's nothing else. There's nothing I can hide. Right. So my idea is basically, if Israel wants to go door to door, I don't think they're going to. Right now, this is just a suggestion. Let's not go too far with it. It's just an idea, and it could be shot down by the Bank of Israel, which is not very intent on banning the 200 shekel bill now. And let's remember also that Israel had a hyperinflationary episode in 1984. Right, the old shekel died. It's called the new shekel for a reason, and they didn't ban gold and silver back then. And so basically, my idea is I don't have that much gold. I don't have piles of it. I'm not Scrooge McDuck. I have a little bit, but that's it. So what can I do? I can make a menorah out of it. I can make a Kiddush cup out of it, or something like that, or some kind of religious article. The Israeli government is not going to come here with jackbooted thugs stealing religious Jewish articles from its citizenry because that looks exactly like Nazis. They're not going to do it. There's a wall here. Okay, big government, and this country was founded by communists. I understand that, but Judaism is bigger and it's more powerful than they are because we all know where we come from. So I can hide behind that. I'm confident I can. And ultimately it's all up to God. And I'm staying here. because I know that I'm not going to escape gold confiscation by leaving, because if it happens here, it's going to happen everywhere else too. We led people into the medical tyranny. If we choose to, we will lead people into financial tyranny. It's up to us. And I hope this time we choose the right thing and we get that maniac out of the finance ministry as soon as possible. I don't know how, or God just steps in and saves us from our own insanity. Anyway, let's talk about gold. New all-time highs almost every day now. When's the last time it went down? I don't even know. But let's just like step away for a second from the price action. I think Alistair McLeod is writing a lot about the COT reports and the managed money, and he has a lot to say about that. You can go check him out for the technicals on that, and he knows a lot more about that than I do. But what I have noticed is that emotionally, I'm becoming less and less comfortable with gold moving higher and higher. And if that's what's happening, it's not that I don't want it to happen. It's that like every step it moves higher, I see that you can feel it in your bones that the monetary system is coming apart. Like gold at 2,400, gold at 2,500, gold at 2,600 just doesn't stop. It's almost at 2,700 now. It's like 2,680, 2,690, something like that. And I look at the number. I'm like, good, okay, we're closer. And then I look at the news, and another bomb flies over my head, and there's an explosion. And Iron Dome. Is there an Iron Dome? I don't even know if there is an Iron Dome. Maybe there is. Maybe there isn't. Maybe it's just a fireworks show. It's like everything is becoming just like all at once in my brain, which is one of the reasons why I suspended my Twitter account temporarily. If you can't find me on Twitter, that's the reason. I just need to disconnect from it for a little bit, because it's one thing to look at the gold price as it goes up and then cheer, and then remember that you are a stacker, and like, okay, you thought of this and proud, good for you, pat yourself on the back, and then all of a sudden you hear this huge bomb, and then all your kids have to run downstairs as the siren wails, and you have to hide in the bathroom. I mean, it's a very different experience. So it's all coming in at once, and it's kind of hard to handle right now. So I'm meditating. I'm breathing. I'm thanking God that I already did my army service and they're not going to call me up. That was like 10 years ago. More. How old am I? It was like 15 years ago. And I'm just praying for my friends who were called up today, and soldiers are massing themselves in the Lebanese border. Now there's rumors of, is the war going to stop? Is there going to be some kind of diplomatic deal before we invade? And I just heard another plane go over my head. He's probably off to Lebanon.
The attention of financial investors is his view on silver. Farber suggests that silver has been underpriced relative to gold and other assets. And as inflation and economic instability rise, silver could experience significant upward movement. He emphasizes the emotional and psychological toll of watching gold climb while silver remains undervalued, urging investors to pay attention to the shifting dynamics of precious metals markets. He also touches on the broader global context, mentioning the rising geopolitical tensions, particularly in Israel, and how these local and global crises mirror the breakdown of the financial system. Despite the chaos, Farber maintains that community and strong relationships are key survival strategies during times of crisis. For investors, his message is clear. While accumulating gold and silver is critical, building personal networks and connections is equally important in turbulent times. For those deeply invested in gold, silver, or financial markets, this video serves as a powerful reminder that monetary systems are fragile, and diversification, both in assets and social relationships, will be critical as the world enters a potentially unprecedented financial upheaval.
You can do, there's a lot of social isolation in America. If you live in the city, I'd say get out. If you live in the suburbs, go knock on your neighbor's door and say hi and have a coffee. Introduce yourself. If you don't know your neighbors, get to know your neighbors, get to know your block. Share what you can do. Share how your skills. Have a conversation. Just be friendly with your neighbors and the people around you. That's already happened on my block. when you're all like, scurrying, finding the nearest bomb shelter, and there's one in every block in my city because that's how they built it. It makes you closer. It was a few weeks ago, we went into a bomb shelter with a family I'd never seen before. That's one block away from me. And now when I see them on the street, like, hey, we're like bomb shelter buddies. It builds your community. So more important than anything you have in your house beyond maybe a bunch of bottles of water and some canned food and some ammunition and bullets, you want to have friends. You want to have people that you can rely on, people who can rely on you, so that you don't see people next to you as competition, but more as allies and friends and people that can help you through this. Just gather the skills of the people, know what they can do for you, know what you can do for them, and be frank and be candid with them that, if something bad happens, you'll be there for them, and you hope that they'll be there for you. More than materials, it's more about emotions. If you're all calm when this happens, because you have enough water, because you have enough food, because you have enough ammunition, and you know the people around you, you'll be much stronger than if you have a huge amount of resources and you're worried about somebody coming into your house and taking it all. It's not going to make you calm. You want to.
Welcome to Economy Express, your go-to destination for all things economics and finance. Whether you're an experienced investor, an inquisitive student, or just someone who wants to stay ahead in today's ever-changing economic landscape, you've come to the right place. Now, let's get into the details of our news.